If you're putting LED headlight bulbs in a vehicle that comes with 9004 or 9007 halogen headlights, you might have a little difficulty when it comes time to actually put the bulbs in the headlight. First of all, 9004 and 9007 bulbs look very similar. Check the numbers on the bulb or look at your user manual to make sure you know which ones you need. Really, the difference between 9004 and 9007 is the filament layout. The 3 notches here are spaced differently. The wiring looks the same, but the circuits work differently. Ground is on the outside instead of in the middle on one. But for the purpose of install, they go in the same way as long as you got the correct 9004 or 9007 LED bulbs. The way these mount into every single headlight, the bulbs are sitting there and they're actually held in with a separate retainer. You grab onto it, twist, and pull the retainer off, and then the bulb just comes right out. There's notches around the collar of the light bulb that line up with the keyways on the headlight opening. If you try to put a 9007 halogen bulb into a 9004 headlight, it's not going to line up, even though the headlight bulbs might look similar. This is the headlight from a Dodge Ram. If you have a different kind of a car or truck that takes a 9004 or 9007 headlight, they're going to mount the same, but you might see different types of retainers. Something like this is an aftermarket one that you might find if somebody previously lost theirs or if you lost yours. This is one that's used on a different kind of vehicle and it's really, really long. So depending on what type of LED headlight bulb you have, you might run into different challenges with mounting. Something like the GTR Lighting CSP Mini is shaped exactly like the original halogen light bulb. So it's totally plug and play. It fits perfectly just like the original halogen bulb came out. You install it, you put in the retainer, you plug it in. But something like, say, the GTR Lighting Ultra Series or the SV4, they're a little bit more high power, they pack more of a punch, they're brighter, and they're bigger. Something like the GTR Lighting Ultra Series has a collar that when you grab onto it, you can actually twist the bulb and separate the whole thing. So that's how you would install it in this application. The collar mounts in just like the original halogen bulb came out. Then your original retainer goes on to hold it in place just like your original bulb. The next step should be pretty simple. You grab the LED and you insert it into that now mounted collar exactly how it came apart a second ago. But because the heat sink on the LED is so large, even though it lines up with the keyways on the bulb, it doesn't go in all the way. It's interfering with the plastic on this collar. If you run into a scenario like this, where the bulb can't seat far enough because it's hitting the collar, the solution is a little messy, but fairly simple. If you were to cut this in half, or trim it with some kind of a bench grinder or sander, you can eliminate some of the material and still allow it to hold the collar in place. That's not the case with smaller bulbs like the GTR Lighting CSP Mini. That's the exact same size and shape as your original bulb, or something like the Morimoto 2-stroke. That heat sink is so small it doesn't interfere with anything. If the headlight on your vehicle uses a larger retainer like this one, it's supposed to go in the same way. You put the collar into the headlight, you lay the retainer over it, and the bulb is supposed to go in. As soon as the LED headlight bulb heat sink makes interference with the collar, you're done. You got to do the same thing here too. If this part is too long, cut it down. There are some options out there for aftermarket collars like this that might fit your vehicle that make install a breeze. Unfortunately, they're universal and not guaranteed to fit every application, but it might be an option for you. If you're installing the Morimoto 2-stroke, install is a breeze. You have your retainer and you slide it over the wire harness, over the driver, and then snug it up to the bulb, and then install it as a whole assembly. Because everything's so small, it pretty much installs just like the original halogen bulb. If you're using the GTR Lighting CSP Mini 9004 or 9007 bulb, you line up all the markings, put the bulb in, and put your retainer on just like the original bulb. The install here is exactly the same as stock. If you have something like the acclaimed SV4 LED headlight bulb, it actually has a set screw for a retainer here. Take the included Allen wrench and carefully unscrew the retainer Take the mounting collar off the bulb, put your headlight retainer on the collar, and then sandwich the whole thing back together. If we fold the cable down, you can get everything to fit, and then you line up your screw holes again and put your set screw back in place. This is a really common type of mount that you might see on a lot of different LED headlight bulbs from other manufacturers. It's not the most elegant, but it works just fine, and having a larger bulb like the SV4 allows you to have brighter headlights. Generally speaking, the smaller the LED headlight bulb, the less bright they're going to be. So you just have to make some meaningful sacrifices based on what you're looking for. Now that you have this assembled, you would install it just like the original bulb came out. Once you have your LED headlight bulb mounted to the headlight and ready to hook up all the wiring, quick double check to make sure that your LED chip alignment is done correctly. When the bulb is in place, if it's at a slant, or if the LEDs are pointing up and down, that's a problem. You're gonna get a very strange, very dark beam pattern if you don't have the LEDs facing horizontally, left and right. If you have any other questions about installing your LED headlight bulbs, reach out to us. We'll be happy to help because at Headlight Revolution, we do lighting better.